So I am home right now. I'm parked a few streets away from my house. It's the only place I can get old girl to find a spot. It's about to rain on me here, and that's why I kind of went and jumped into the video. I'll just throw this in probably the beginning of the video because I just want to do an outside just shot of my truck, and then how I've organized the side box to get things started, because the interior is going to take so long. I'm probably not going to climb back out of the truck, so I'm doing this now, and I'm going to do the interior in just a bit. So doing this now, so just kind of go with the flow depending on where I insert this portion of the video. There she is, big number 9055, 2019 Kenworth T680. Right there, T680, miller's transfer. Got the old school logo on it. I personally like the old school logo, but you know, that's just me. I do have duals on this though, not super singles. If you get anything beyond 2019 or beyond, you're going to get duals, not super singles. Everything else before that's got the super singles, which I don't really care for. So inside my box here, I've got my fluids over here, and this is just like me. I haven't made but one run on this truck, and that was before I put anything in it. I got my scraper brush. I'll probably end up putting that on the other side, which I don't have anything over there just yet. I may do a revised tools video, but Russian did a pretty good things you might need video and stuff like that. This, I got some WD-40 version. It's a lubricant spray. A little crowbar in there. I got some zip ties from the shop. I got a screwdriver down there. I don't need to show you what a screwdriver looks like. Got a pair of snips. I got some Dawn dish detergent. Why, you ask? It's a good damn question. My buddy Mark pointed out, if you're at a truck stop and you go to wash your windshield with the dirty bucket water that's there at like Love's or Pilot or wherever, you throw a little bit of Dawn in there, it'll clean that windshield right up. Just a drop, little drop will do you. So that's my little nugget there that was stolen from Mr. Mark, who was in a previous video where he talked about somebody almost getting their ass T-boned right here at this intersection. No, I'm not in the road. I am parked quite off the road, but it's madness. But Mark he gave me that little nugget, and you look at the video I did of him about living on the road with a pet. Anyway, to not make this long video any longer, let's go ahead on. I got my straps in here. A few I had of my own. Some of they're high weight rated. These are actually higher than the ones you get at the shop, but then the ones I got from the shop. And that's all. I just got me a regular bucket from I got it from IKEA, I think. Got a pair of bolt cutters here. They may come in handy if you're having to break a seal that requires bolt cutters, and a bunch of drivers there already have the bolt cutters used that are on site. Windshield wipers, they're not the good ones. They got some Rain-X ones at the shop, and that's all they had in stock though when I went. I got a leaf blower, or a blower. So the reason I got that blower is to help clean out trailers. So instead of using a broom, and you see I just leave my charger right here, got it plugged up right there. Sorry for that noise, guys, that's a bus. And then there's the charger right there, so I don't have to do it all up inside and everything. But you do have two outlets back here in your side box. For the record, yes, I did line my section here with some carpet singles here. I was having an issue with these leaking, and it just looked bad, and as I can't deal with that, so I just laid this in here so it'd have a nice clean look. But I like it to be nice and uniform here. So that's pretty much for the side box, guys. Not really exciting stuff. Let's get on inside. Okay, so I'm gonna just do the front, and then I'm gonna turn around and do the back. So keep things nice and organized. So if you don't care about what's going on in the front of my truck, fast forward till you see me doing stuff in the back. So I'm gonna start over on the left and try to work my way over to the right, hopefully nice and clean. Okay, so up here, the top storage, that's where I keep all my important papers. And so important papers being, one thing is like my bill of lading items that I fax in or that I scan in. I keep those in there before they need to be turned in to main office. I have an organizer that has January through December, so that way there's everything I need in there. I put together a book. There's already a book in your truck when you get it. That's going to have your permits and stuff in it, but I went through and made sure I had all the right stuff, and I put everything in these sheet protectors. I also have a copy of my medical card, my long form and my medical card I keep with me. I don't care what the laws are. It's not about what the laws are, but what everybody seems to think it is as far as different cops and stuff. So I want to have everything they might need. Insurance and registration, I keep it all in one little sheet there. All my permits are in one sheet, so that way if they need it, I just pull this whole thing out, look for the permit they need, depending on where I'm at, and then the rest of the stuff that was in the book. So just like to keep that nice and organized, so if a DOT officer says, hey, I need your stuff, I can just hand them that book, and it has everything that they need in it. And up there is a nice spot for it. Coming across here, this is pretty much my medicine cabinet. That's where I keep my headache medicine, my acid reflux pills, my heartburn meds, or Tums heartburn stuff there. Up here I have my back scratcher. It's in there, it ain't going anywhere. You'll see a lot of my stuff, I make sure that it's extra secure if possible, because I can't stand any noise to happen while I'm rolling down the road. I can't stand it in my personal vehicle, can't stand it in this truck. These are some hard candies, my favorite, the spearmint ones. I put them in that canister there, and they are in there tight. In case I need tissue, got my paper towels here. All I did was I took a bungee cord, ran it from one side to the other, and it's in there strong, and I put this through it. I have this right here. This is a pouch that I got from IKEA, and in this pouch I keep my clipboard, which I'll show you what clipboard I have. By the way, I'll put as much as I can in the description, as many links as I can for everything I've got, in case you're interested in any of it. This clipboard, I don't like the thick ones. This is perfect for me because it does exactly what I need it to do. It has my bill of lading in it, as well as the paperwork that I write all my information in when I get my load. And so I use that information, instead of writing on a separate piece of paper. I do keep records elsewhere, but I'm not even gonna waste your time with that. That's actually what I keep on this little book right here. I write it down, but as I'm getting the load information, I write it down on this, that I have to scan that in anyway. So keep all that in there so I can go in and out of the shipper and receiver with that, and it just slides right on down. The keyboard that I chose, it has a USB. You'll see there's a USB there. It's not a full-size keyboard, but it does have a trackpad, which works out really nice because I use it. I sit back on the table and I just do my typing from there. A lot of times nothing's really pressing last minute that you have to type any extended dialogue from the steering wheel. Usually if you got to type something longer, you're probably on a break or something anyway. but it's the size I needed, and I like everything to be just as precise as it possibly can be in regards to how big it needs to be or whatever. I didn't want a really big one, but I didn't want to have a mouse separate either. And then there's my extra book that I write stuff about my logs in. This is some you know, the clothespins. These are clothespins. I'll use those for various things that if I want to, mostly my potato chips, or anything that needs to, even if it's up in the freezer, like if I have mixed veggies that didn't finish the whole bag, I'll roll it up and I use one of those. It's just cheaper than a chip clip. That whole thing costed $1. This is my my pride and joy here. This is my every 36 minutes it sprays in here, and I have another one on the other side behind me here, and you'll see it in a moment. That's not that, it's one of the ones that plugs in, but this is every 36 minutes it sprays. It gives me a nice refreshing smell throughout my drives. I have my pins, extra pins, stapler. None of this stuff makes noise, by the way, when I'm driving down the road. It's been tested, tried and true. This is actually not what doesn't belong here. This goes in the damn CB holder. That has nothing to do with that. Over here we've got staples, rubber bands, and paper clips. I'm all about fastening something, stapling something, securing something. If it can be secured, I will do the best I can to secure it. Speaking of securement, I'm all about magnets. If it can be magnetized, you best damn believe I have magnetized it. So first thing first, I have my Garmin 780 here. It's magnetic on its mount. Love the magnet on that. It's really strong, stronger than a Ram McNally. I don't care what anybody says, and it does what I need it to do. My phone, I keep my phone here. All those phone calls, they come in, I can see everything right there on the screen. I keep everything hands-free. The mount that I chose for my phone is a Old Faithful for me. It's a CD player mount. It goes into there. It's very easy to use. You push a button to pull it out. When you let go of the button, it releases these pads that opens up inside of there. It doesn't mess up the CD player or nothing. So that holds onto there. Same thing, I have an iPad mini 4, which I use for a backup GPS. I know it doesn't do what the Garmin does, but it does. It is a backup in case something happens with the Garmin. Don't want to miss an exit and something like that. Also, it gives me traffic updates and things like that. The Garmin will too, but Google, it's just something about it. Nice and fluid, but also magnetized. Just got a magnet on there, and I just keep everything nice and clean there. Got this is already mounted when you get in your truck. They have it mounted there. I assume if I really wanted to, I'd have some say-so over how I mounted it, but it's a little crooked and I can't really fix it, but it is what that is. Up here, this is Louie. Louie helps me with my pre-trips. Him and I, we get in the mornings, we check out things to make sure that there's nothing wrong around the truck. He's a nice companion. Keep that right there. My hat, you know my hat. I opted for this. It's got 3 plug-ins for a 12 volt and 4 plug-ins for a USB. I don't know the name. It's a Rich. It doesn't matter what the name is. I'll put the link in below. If it's still available. A lot of this stuff I got off Amazon. Some of it I was just walking around Dollar Tree and picked it up if it's a little container or something. Also, back to securement. Hopefully you can see this. I have these grids, and what I use these for are just a place to put little things throughout the day. Have it on both sides. I probably won't use this side very much, but came in a pack of 2, so why not? And I just went ahead and used it, and it doesn't affect anything with it just straps on there. Sunglasses, sunglass holder, and down below here I keep my power cords for my devices through this part of the Qualcomm, and I keep I have a Blue Parrot 450 BTX, I think it is. I have that. Again, I'll put a link down below, hanging in there, and it doesn't ever flop off or fly out or anything. My drinks just stay in the bottom here. The goal is to get a cooler to keep all my beverages cold, but right now this is what I've got, because my cooler plan didn't quite work out. So for right now, they're just in the floorboard and they don't go anywhere. And then I got some right here in the seat. And I keep my weights down below there. It doesn't get in the way of my driving at all. And strangely enough, it doesn't get in the way of when I turn from my seat to the back. It doesn't get in the way there either. So that's really nice. Up front here, that's gonna do it. Okay, now that I gave you that nice preview with the lights off and the lights changing, I did install some LEDs through here. They are remote controlled. Right now I opted for this video just to keep it with the white ones on, because it makes it a lot easier for the balance of the video and stuff. But it is remote controlled, and it is adjustable. You can fade it, you can make it lighter, you can make it darker. So we're going to start over here. Turn that light on there. Start over here. I have my television station, which includes a DirecTV box, my PlayStation 4. So if anybody's interested, a PlayStation 4 will work under the television on top of the DirecTV box. It's snug, but you can see even there that it's not so snug that it's even making the PlayStation creak. And then you don't have to worry about securing the PlayStation at that point, because it's so tight between the two. So I have a box, a little plastic box here that has a few of my games in it, my controller, the charging cable for my controller. Back here I have my, this will make more sense in a minute. This is my, it's a hot plate, sort of, but not a hot plate. Its whole purpose is for this part to go into my kettle. I have a kettle for my hot water. So I use that for my coffee instead of having a coffee pot, instead of microwaving water, because it actually, the kettle is really awesome, and I'll get to that in a minute. But this plug-in right here, this outlet system, is really badass. The reason it's here is not because I'm planning on plugging a whole bunch of stuff up to it, but for example, my kettle is on the top one. I got it here in the back so I can keep it clean. This top thing here, all of these actually, power on and off according to your needs. Okay, so the strip goes all the way around. So you got 4, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. So this, you've only got 3 on and off switches, but you got this switch will power this top, this will power the middle, and this will power the bottom 4, which are USB plugs. So what you don't need, you don't have to use. And when you're on an 800 watt inverter, it's important that you're not using stuff that you don't necessarily need right now. It's also important that I don't have a hot plate or something of the like that's plugged in and running all the time. Even though the way that my kettle's designed, it's not ever going to be a problem. Behind there I have my another one of my smell good things. You've seen them before. I'm not going to zoom in. It keeps it nice and breezy in here. So I have an HDMI splitter back there, and on my HDMI splitter I have a Roku stick, I have my PlayStation 4, and I have my DirecTV. So it can be done, has been done, been doing it. So, and I haven't had anything flip off. I've actually made something in the microwave while I had the TV going, and none of this has gone crazy. So if your experience is different, I don't know. Results may vary, but whatever. And here I have my microwave, and just to the right of the microwave you'll see I have my utensils, my spoons and my forks, my plates and my bowls, and that's all I have in there. Well, actually I lied to you, I got my cutting boards are there too. Alright, so then my bedding, I have my pillows and my comforter and stuff, nothing really fancy to talk about there. As you come around here, I have, this is kind of like the master control for temperature and stuff. I have all my cords put into here that I don't need. I have my remote controls here. I have my fan, which, yes, you guessed it, is magnetic. So I just have it up there. And inside, I'll put this controller here. Then I have my wardrobe, and inside of my wardrobe, I have my clothes, obviously, and it's dark in there. So I installed a little push button light so I can see things a little bit better. I also installed a door holder. There's a bungee cord that I ran. It goes all the way, it's too dark, but it's all the way to the back there. So that's where it is. It's on a piece of trim. And it just holds the door open, because the door doesn't want to hold open on its own. Clothes, Millis clothes, non-Millis clothes, some comfies, whatever. And up top left, I keep my socks. Bottom here, I keep my boxers and my undershirts. Down below is where I keep my towels. In the door here, it's where I got my belt, my throwaway bags, my nice, essentially it's like my night shorts or whatever, my comfy shorts. I don't really wear them out, but I don't really like them that much, but I do wear them in the truck. They're comfortable enough. So just turn that off. I'll shut this back. So in here, just my refrigerator. Have my juice. I like cucumbers a lot. Have carrots. You don't really care what food I got. You'll put what you want in there. But this kind of gives you an idea. Well, I'm telling you what I got. An idea of the space. I'm getting a cooler for myself right now. I keep that cool. A few drinks in here. Got some bologna, some strawberries down there, and then in here, kind of got to move that over. But in here, you're working with. I got some frozen veggies, a few Hot Pockets, and some Banquet turkey pot pie, chicken pot pie things. Okay, and you'll notice I put down a rug, and I try my best not to walk on it with my shoes. I'm not super OCD about that, because sometimes I'm at a shipper, it's frustrating, I just kind of go flop on the bed and just be whatever. But speaking of shoes, I have a bin here that has all my shoes in it that I may need. Flip-flops in the back there. I have a camping chair right there. My fleece jacket and my raincoat are hanging on a hook right there. Down below here, I have my trash can, but I have installed another one of those touch lights there, because it does get pretty dark under there, and if it kind of comes over for the food as well, which I keep some dry stuff in here, rice and tortillas and stuff like that. I do keep my Tupperware in here, and I've had no problem with any of these drawers sliding out. I know it may become an issue, and I will deal with that, but I really like the way it's set up, and it's difficult enough. I have to really put some pressure on it to pull it out, so I think we're good there. I did wrap a bungee around my trash bag, again, because I'm a little weird about things making noise, and I hate shit just flopping around. Take a few extra seconds, get yourself a bungee. That's a 5-gallon bucket, and it's really helpful. So just buy a bunch of bungees. You'll need them for something. All right. So now we're going to go upstairs. So what I got here, I secure it by sliding the seat backwards, is I have a nice Costco step ladder right there. So let's go upstairs. This is a condo sleeper after all. Let's go upstairs in my condo. So we're going to start far left again. Up here is my kettle that I was mentioning earlier. Remember that piece that sticks out of that plastic circle that I showed you goes right in there. And this will not activate unless they're together. And once it's too hot, you can't turn it back on again. So that can never be hot down there without that. And this can never turn on without that, with the piece I showed you earlier. This is for my pour over coffee. So what I do with this is exactly what it sounds like. This lid comes off right here. And then this goes in it, over the top, inside of there, with coffee from its filter, which is right there. And the hot water just makes it, turns it into coffee. So you'll see I keep my coffees over here. I have several different kinds because I don't know what kind of mood I'm on in. This is Louisiana coffee with chicory. I like chicory. It's like a coffee if you've never heard of it, but it's got a different flavor. Got some cups up here, coffee cups to go. I don't really, it's a much better way to go in my opinion, to get these throwaway cups. Less to deal with, less cleaning. I'm more about throwing stuff away than washing it. So that's the life I live. Don't judge me, you do your own thing. Over here I have a guitar that I don't know how to play. I have but it's useful just because. Just a bag full of stuff. I have more bags than any man should. That's a box of bags, random. It does include my dirty clothes bag and my take to the shower bag. So there's that. I have here, I have an extra like for my extra overflow clothes that wouldn't really fit in the wardrobe. Also a few other little things in there. It's not really important. Like I have like a sweater that will be important later, but not right now. This right here is what I'm going to equate to a junk drawer. You got to give yourself the freedom to have a place to put just the random stuff. Otherwise, it'll end up in your way. And I'm not about shit being in my way. Things that are in my way are taken out of my way or thrown right in the damn garbage. I love throwing shit away. So right here, since we do sometimes run into an area that doesn't have internet and you need a source of entertainment, I have brought a few of my favorite DVDs, none of which are X-rated. So if that's what you're looking for and you see me at a terminal, I'm not going to be able to help you. However, you're welcome to go through and borrow if you have a DVD player, because I got some good ones in there. But I keep that there. That is just my computer bag and my electronics and just other stuff in that box, cameras and stuff. Random box of cleaning things such as my fabric softener and my detergent to wash my clothes with, gloves, rubber gloves. You'll notice that I open chips and usually I never finish them. That's why I got all these chip clips. I buy something and I'm craving it, and then that's it. I get it and it's out of my system, and that's all. But this is all my dry stuff that doesn't need to be refrigerated. This is my produce section. Got my oranges and my apples in there. More chips. This is going to be your condiments and things like that. Canned goods, some overflowed canned goods, and tortilla chips. And top right, I've got extra roll of paper towels, but it has a purpose. So we've got my electric skillet, which lives up here and has no problems. It's sturdy. Well, it's not going back that way any. Have my loaf of bread here, which, believe it or not, is not actually getting squished by that leg, or it's helping secure it, and I'm gonna have real squished shit when I go to eat bread. But this right here keeps it from coming this way and making a lot of noise. I wrapped it in this stuff right here to make sure that the lid doesn't rattle, because I'm not about that life either. And up here just to the left, there's a compartment just to the left, so it's essentially to the right of all the stuff up front here. This is where I keep a few extra condiment type things, but mostly there are seasonings. My measuring cup is in there, and my utensils are in here.
and I do have them wrapped in some of the similar webbed stuff to keep them from raising a whole bunch of hell, because I'll throw them right out the damn window if they do.
Well, that pretty much does it. That's all I can think of that I've done in this truck. Haven't been in it all too long. Haven't got it everything just the way I want it. The video was kind of bouncing around. I did some outside stuff a couple days ago. Didn't want to redo that because it was going to rain that day and it's raining today, but I wanted you to have an idea of some stuff I had in the side box. I hope it's been helpful. I know it was long, but I knew that was going to happen. I think that's worth it for these kind of videos, though, so you can kind of get an idea of what might work for you and what might not work for you. And for me, it's everything I need right now. And for some, it's probably way more. And for others, it's not quite enough. But that's why you make it your own. And until next time, drive on, driver. Y'all stay safe out there.